Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to the Miss Lillian's page. I am Crysta from Litter to Glitter. I am a furniture artist out of Barry, Texas. So wanted to get you guys caught up. Yesterday was insane. We had a power outage at the house. That was my technical difficulty. And so I couldn't go live because we didn't have electricity. But it got fixed. They came on a little bit later. But I wanted to jump on today to let you guys in on what we're doing. Sorry that I was a little bit late today, right before we went live. My little puppy Ford, I can't say little, he's bigger than two of our little dogs. He had a hey Kool-Aid man moment and burst through the gate that we have in the studio, so we had to take care of that. So sorry, but we're back now, and wanted to jump on and get my live done and be with you guys and announce my curated collection for Miss Lillian's officially. So I wanted to show you, I will be using all 5 of these colors in this project. So what we have is in my curated collection is I have Misbehave, one of my absolute favorite colors and also personal mantra, just misbehave. Reimagine Services is on with us. Hello, my lovely. Sue is on with us. Elizabeth Geis is on. Hello, Elizabeth. So this is Misbehave. One of my favorite purples is Wisteria, and this color absolutely glows. It's not a neon. It is not a metallic, but it just has this amazing glow to it that I have always been fond of ever since this color was released. We've got Chastity the Group from the Junkin Jones gang, Reimagined Surfaces. Let's see here. This one is called Sweet Pea. And if you see, I did them on hearts because I do so love them. It's like, all right, guys, what color am I thinking of? Is it Misbehave? Sweet Pea. So yeah, I love these colors. So the other 2 colors in my collection is, and this is the color that I did on the trim of this piece, and this is called Bohemian Queen. And you'll hear us talk about this color a lot. Some people just say Boho Queen. Some people say Bohemian Queen. Doesn't matter because this is the queen of a color. I love this color. It's an amazing color. Reimagined Services said that love the hearts. So Reimagined Services is Kathy, and Kathy is one of our content creators, and she is out of Mountain Home, Arkansas. And then there's my last color. I didn't realize I put them out of my reach up there. This one is Seaside Gray. Now, Seaside Gray, you've heard me talk about a lot. I have yet to find a color that Seaside Gray does not blend with well. Also, Seaside Gray, if I was doing a blend, Seaside Gray is my go-to for a base coat before I blend. I just absolutely love this. Chastity says Bohemian is one of her favorite colors, and she uses it a lot. So what I'm doing is I am using all 5 colors in this project. And the outside of this is Bohemian Queen. So the sides are Bohemian Queen and all of my trim. So to do this, when I got this, you may have seen the reel that I did a few days ago with this piece telling me, because it was talking to me, and it wants to be, you know, pink and sparkles, you know, but it's angry and the world is on fire. It's going to be 5 colors, but this had kind of the file style pulls on it, and that's not what I want to use here. This is another piece that I'm doing for my husband for his playroom. Sorry, I didn't realize my glasses were so dirty. Got to get those things cleaned off so I can see. And what this piece is actually has a purpose. We picked this up at a local going out of business sale for 30 bucks, if you can believe it. And I just smudged those suckers badly. Be better off without them on. Woohoo! Okay, we picked this thing up for $30 at a business going out of business sale. And she used it at a coffee shop, as a coffee bar in her little sandwich shop. And so she had the coffee maker sitting in this area here. My husband looked at this when we went there, and he says, honey, that would be perfect for my record players. And the record player is going to sit here, and then like speakers or anything, and then he can put some of his audio in here. So this does have a, Kathy says she's back with her alter ego. Let's see here. Reimagine says Love to Heart Bohemian's one of her favorites. Two Chatty Chicks is on. That is Rena or Renee. I always say Rena just because I know it ticks you off. And that's Renee, and she is on with us. Kathy said, great idea. So this, somebody put aftermarket pulls on it. It's not the original pulls. So the original pulls were one hole. And I'm going to take you guys over to the side here in just a second, as soon as I can hear myself talking through my, very slightly. There we go. What I did was, it had the original hole. The hardware was over top of it, and it just had 2 screws on each end. Anytime you're painting a piece like this and you have to take the hardware off, let me see if I can get you guys over here really close in so you can see what I'm talking about. These old styles, these that were made, they usually don't have stoppers in the back. So if you push on this drawer, it's going to go back like another inch, 2 inches. So if I was painting this and with my drawers in, how am I going to get that out? So as you can see, I've got little things sticking out of it. What these are is, I'm going to take this out and show you this drawer. What I've done is I took zip ties, and you take the fat part of the zip tie, put it in, run it through, hook it back through, and then zip it. Because what's going to happen is, one, if I'm pulling this way, it's not going to come out because it's got the fat end. And on this end, because it's looped through, get you guys, and it's really going to be hard to pull it that way. And who's going to be pulling it that way anyway? So when this gets put in and it pushes back, I'm not going to have to sit there with a screwdriver and possibly mess up my piece. And then I can just cut it, pull it out, and my piece is saved. And then right there. So it's kind of a really quick, easy way to keep your hardware, to keep your drawers. And I can grab these on each side and pull it out. And so I'm not touching my piece when it's wet paint if it goes in. So just a little tip there for you guys. So let's get to painting, shall we? Each one of these drawers, the 2 top drawers, are going to be one color. And each one of these drawers, they're all going to be, because there's 5 colors in my collection. The outside is Bohemian Queen. These 2 drawers are going to be the same color. Each one of these drawers are going to be a different color in the collection. So tell me, Elizabeth said that's a good idea. Kathy said, exactly, such a great tip. Miss Lillian's is on. Hello, Miss Lillian. She says, what a wonderful idea to use the zip ties. Kathy says, you be a genius. No, girl, they say that necessity is the mother of invention. And well, that's a necessity. So, she says, you can call me that. You have nice pronunciation. I love Kathy, or Renee, sorry. So, okay. Now, I have, and I'm going to let you guys, I was thinking, let's discuss, because I'm good with this. This is not the last step on this piece. This is just my bases, because you know, guys know me. I love my layers. I love my textures. We are going to be adding something very special. I'm waiting to come in the mail, because this is another music themed, and I have a friend, that a wonderful lady that is helping me with something, and I don't want to spoil it yet, but when it comes in, you guys will be the first to know. That's going to go over top. But okay, so I was thinking, and if you have something a little bit different that you think, I was thinking that I would use my Wisteria on the 2 little drawers, and then I would use, to ground it, the Misbehave on the bottom drawer, and then my Seaside Gray, actually my Sweet Pea and Seaside Gray on these. So tell me what you think. If you like that color combination, I can always switch up the bottom 3 drawers, but I'm pretty determined that my Wisteria is going to be on the top 2 little drawers. Not because I think the color is anything wrong with it or, but the thing is, this is going into my husband's man cave. It is a light purple, and I'm just trying for his biker friends and his trucking friends to not come in and go, purple, dude, really? So as much as because if this was going in mine, Wisteria would definitely be one of the big drawers. So just to let you guys know that. So Kathy says she knows what I'm getting, and I know that Renee knows what I'm getting, and I know that Sue knows what I'm getting, but I'm just trying to be nice. Also, with your pull tabs, so what if I get paint on it? So what? It's a pull tab. I'm going to shut it off. I'm going to cut it off anyway, so it's not a big deal if I get paint on it. So, with no further ado, this is Wisteria. So, when I did the outside and I painted the trim on this is older wood. It's definitely an antique. This is not even vintage. This is an antique piece. As I was painting, this wood is extremely thirsty. What I mean by thirsty is sometimes when you paint, your wood will suck the paint into it because it's wanting moisture and everything else. And so when I'm done, I will show you guys what I'm talking about on the side where it has dried with the Bohemian Queen. And when I started painting, because I admit it, I'm a very thin painter. I am one of those people that I would rather paint 2, 3, 4 coats than one thick blobby one. Now, if you're a thin painter, girl, bless you, more power to you. I am just not a thick painter. I don't paint thin or paint thick. So when it started sucking the paint into the wood, it looks amazing because some of it almost looks like a stain, but also paint. What that did was automatically distress it for me, which I planned on distressing it anyway. So once we get done, we're going to do a little bit of distressing anyway. And so I did I did one very thin coat on the outside, and it looks amazing. So my hope is that my other colors on the drawers are going to kind of absorb into the wood as well, and I'll get the same effect because that means less distressing, less time with my sander on the other end. And as you see with the zip ties, it's very, very easy, and I am moving my zip ties around, and it's not going to be a big deal. And like I said, if I get paint on it, that's what it's there for. It's to give me a handle. It's to give me somewhere to hold on to it. It's a way for me so I don't have to go get the screwdriver or the paint can opener or anything else like that. I can just go grab my zip tie and move right on. Where the other hardware was on, there's a little dent in my wood, which is fine. Again, this piece has dings and nicks and everything else. Not a big deal. So I can take that, move it back. I am leaving it out probably about 1 inch. That way my paint's not going to hit. So the next one we're going to go with is the Seaside Gray. Molly Phillips is on. Hey, Molly, girl, I miss you. Kathy says, oh, wow, it didn't look blotchy. It doesn't look blotchy. It's where the paint soaked in. It's, like I said, it's almost the difference between stained and painted. And it's amazing. The effect of this, and I know it's not showing up well on camera, but that's why I'm going to, in a minute, I will pull you guys in closer so you can see. If I wanted to get the painted look, then I would just do another coat. It's not a big deal. This was painted yesterday. It sat overnight. I do another coat. It's going to be painted. But the way that it absorbed into this thirsty, thirsty wood, it just in some areas, it's got that natural distressed look. So when I'm done, this piece is pretty much going to look like it was painted years ago Not that somebody just painted it and distressed it. It's going to actually have that look of already having some age to the paint. So we are going to go with Seaside Gray up next. Love the Seaside Gray. So guys, if you like these colors, please check out your local retailer. If you don't have a local retailer, my affiliate link is here in the description. You can go over. I did put the names of my colors, my curated colors, in the description. You're welcome to reach out to me. Also, all of our content creators have their collections that we are all releasing right now. And there is a curated collection page on the Miss Lillian's website. You can see everyone's curated collection. And I am actually looking forward to playing with some of my fellow content creators' collections, because it was very, very difficult to pick just 5 colors. And so I cannot wait to see how well my curated collection plays with some of my fellow content creators. Get in, that's right there where they had that other piece of hardware. Just get in there. There you go. And then cannot wait to see how well my creations, my curated colors, play with their curated colors. So I am very excited for this. And from what I understand, Miss Lillian's will be adding some more products to this as we go along. This is the initial. We will be adding more products to our curated collection as we go along. So make sure you stay tuned for that. It does not want to go into that little area. Get in. Stay. There you go. So, anybody else yell at their furniture while they're painting? Anybody? Just me? I don't think it is. I know somebody out there went, yeah, Crysta, me too. I yelled at mine. So, again, this is just the base. We're going to be adding some layers, some textures, some fun stuff to it. If you do not have a local Miss Lillian's retailer, right now Miss Lillian's is doing a promotional for new retailers, and go over, I think it's like a 20% off of your initial, I think. It's like, yeah, I think it is. And that is amazing for you to become a new retailer. If you go over to our website, the Miss Lillian's website, you just look and it says become a retailer. Fill that out. They will get back to you, and just tell them Crysta sent you. It's, I'll be very honest with you guys. We get a little thank you from Miss Lillian's if we let somebody come on, if we get somebody to come on board. But if you're looking to pick up another paint line, it is extensive. It is amazing. It is so much selection. It's one of the most inclusive lines that I've ever come across, between the metalsmith, the neons, the colors, over 170 colors. I mean, you can't go wrong there, right? So we've got that going on. A lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, trying to get you guys updated. So also, if you're not a retailer, or if you are a retailer, Miss Lillian's is now accepting Sezzle. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It is an option. Instead of having to whip out your credit card to pay for it, it's a payment option plan. And so you can do Sezzle as well. And again, I've got to get my paintbrush in here a little bit thicker and get into where the other hardware was stuck on. So we've got Sezzle. So if you're looking to come on board and you're just like, I can't afford it right now, there is a payment plan option that you can use called Sezzle, and it's right at the checkout. So you don't have to go down to the bank or anything like that. It is right there on the checkout line. So this is my Seaside Gray. Can you see how this is coming along? I'm absolutely loving it. So Renee says, love doing that because she is a thin painter as well. Sue Owen says, yes, 190 colors makes it very, very hard to choose. Kathy, she says that she can see her curated colors playing well with mine. Anne from Indiana is on with us. Kat is on with us. Kathy said that this is beautiful. Miss Lillian says we're excited about adding more curated colors with other products. I know. It's gonna get, picking colors was hard enough, but I know that when we start curating like the neons or the metalsmith, the patinas, or the gilding jewels, it's gonna get very Game of Thrones, because it's gonna get very, very cutthroat, because it is amazing, amazing colors, and it's gonna be very, very difficult to choose. So I'm just trying to push it in a little bit. I'm going to grab these, pull this one out past, so you can paint your fronts with them still in. You just have to make sure that you pull your next drawer out a little bit further if you don't want to make sure you don't hit. So the next one we're going to be doing in Sweet Pea. So Sweet Pea is very, very pretty color. And my iPad fell. So this next drawer is going to be Sweet Pea. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I love that color. And these colors will actually blend very well together as well. The Sweet Pea and the Seaside Gray, the Wisteria, I have blended them. The Bohemian Queen does blend very, very well with a lot of colors as well. As you know, I like blending, and so I wanted to pick some of my curated colors with ones that I blend with all the time. Wisteria, you've seen me use a lot. The Misbehave, you saw me use several times. Bohemian Queen, I use a lot. The Seaside Gray, I have to say, is one of those colors I use in almost every project. Even if it's just, and I say just like it's not important, but even if it's just the base coat that I'm going to blend over, this right here, the Seaside Gray, is one of my absolute go-tos for almost every project. Doesn't matter what you pair with Seaside Gray. I've never seen you did what? You put what colors together? Kathy said that those are so pretty together. Thank you, Kathy. So here we are. We're almost done with this. There is some, of course, this is a antique piece. It's over 100 years old, and it does have nicks and dings. And the only thing you have to do for that is just load up your brush a little bit. And if you see me tapping, or going in a little circle with my brush down, that is to get that paint down into those cracks and crevices, and kind of you're scrubbing it in. And then when you're done, you just long stroke to get your brush marks, your brush strokes out of it. And then let me move over here just a little bit. And we are going to finish up this drawer, and then we will move on to one of my favorite colors, which is Misbehave. And one, I love the color. Two, I absolutely love the name. Oh, Misbehave. Not that it's not a personal mantra for me or anything, but well, it could be. I might be lying to you. My nickname for ever since I was like born, literally, my grandfather gave me the nickname at birth, was called Miss Mischief. I was his little Miss Mischief. And so Misbehave, ever since I saw that, it's one of the reasons I ordered that color, was because of the name. And then when it came out and the first time I used it, I fell in love with that color, Misbehave. So actually my car is actually it's almost exactly the color of Misbehave, my car is. So that'll be the next color that I will show you here. As soon as I get into those little areas where that hardware was, because they pushed it into the wood. And so it's got these little impressions. And I didn't worry about filling it in because, again, one, this is going into my husband's playroom. It's going to have his records on it. I want it to be distressed. And there's no need for me to do more work than I need to. Guys, I'll tell you, if you follow me, you will learn some of the best tips for being a lazy painter. I am a lazy painter, and I am a proud lazy painter. If I can get the results by doing something else without having to do something else, guess what? Crysta's not going to do it. I'm a lazy painter. I want to be a lazy painter. I don't want to take steps that I don't have to take. I don't want to do stuff I don't have to do. So on this piece, I'm not going to fill it in because it's going to be distressed, and I'm going to have bunches of stuff on it. I can't wait. So we are on our last drawer down here, and grab this. We're going to do our misbehave in here. Get you guys comments. Renee says it's going to be murder picking other colors with other products. I know. Kathy says we might have to draw lots on some of those, right? Kathy said or Renee said it might be a good idea to draw lots. Kathy said that those are so pretty together. Thank you. Renee says that she's loving the colors. Thank you. So we're on our last color, and I think I wanted to get it painted before I decided, but I loved the natural wood after I framed it out with the Bohemian Queen. And so I was actually like, So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put Bohemian Queen on the sides here, and then I'm going to decide what to do at the top. I'm actually thinking about maybe staining it in a dark wood and leaving it wood. So, but I haven't made that decision yet. I wanted to see how this is going to play out. Now, my first instinct when I was doing this was that I was going to blend this because I love my blending. My husband loves my blends. And then I started looking at it, and I'm like, no, this would be great for a block type. That this would be absolutely amazing to kind of block the colors in. And excuse me, but my paintbrush decided that, there we go. I don't know why that paintbrush was stiff, but it was. And so here we go. Now it's laying down like butter. That paintbrush is going to have to go soak in the timeout chair, I have a feeling. The one that I just threw off to the side. So, after I got the outside painted, I just thought that this would be beautiful with the block style and then what we were going to add to it. It's hard for me not to tell you guys what's going to be added, but it is a custom piece. I am waiting for it to get here. And I will tell you guys all the particulars about that once it gets here. Let you guys know where you can contact to get your own made and everything else once it gets here. I'm one of those people, you know, you don't count your chickens for the hatch. And I know that it's in the mail. I'm just waiting for it to arrive. And I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. And so here we go. We're almost done with this. If you are going to place an order in the month of February 2023, can't believe it's 2023 already, there is a coupon code where you can get 20% off of your order. If you, when you go to the checkout, put in Red Hot 20, all capital letters, Red Hot 20, and you will get 20% off your purchase this month, which I need to place my order for this month as well. And I'm going to use a 20% off coupon. Love it. Love a sale. And so I know a lot of us are doing our taxes. For me, tell your husband that Crysta said that it was okay that you bought craft supplies, paint, glaze. Tell your husband that Crysta said that with your tax return you were allowed to buy the curated colors from all of our content creators. And so as this dries, it is looking a little bit shiny. I just looked up at the camera. It is a little bit shiny, and that's just because it's wet. As it dries, it does have a built-in top coat, and so there will be sunshine as well, but it's not going to be as shiny. And what I will do when I'm done is I will turn my ring light off, which will take the light off, and you'll probably see a better true representation of the color, because I see that it had a little bit of a glare. And so just kind of going back, making sure that I've got all of my little bases covered, and that I'm getting, Miss Lillian's is self-leveling. It does have a built-in top coat. And so I just want to make sure that if I have a couple of little brush strokes, not worried about it, because this paint is self-leveling. Those will very much settle down. I just don't want the real chunky, and I want to make sure that I've got a good coverage. So there you go. Let me grab this, get my ring light off to see if, there you go. So having the ring light right there on it, it definitely took down some of the shine. Kathy said that dark wood would be nice, and I'm thinking about maybe a really rich walnut, or I was even thinking possibly black. Because like I said, it is going into my husband's man cave. So I'm going to take you guys over to the side to see if I can get on camera what I mean by how the wood sucked the paint in, and that some of the areas look more stained and just little. I mean, it's very fluid and where it soaked the paint in. And so it's just really nice the way it laid out. And so I'm not going to do a second coat. I love the way it is. That Sweet Pea and Misbehave are awesome together. Yeah, this is the Misbehave. This is Sweet Pea. This is Seaside Gray. This is Wisteria. And the outside is done in the Bohemian Queen. So here we go. Because you know me, moving the camera, it's going to be interesting. But let me see what I can do. All right. So I don't want to put my hand over the camera. Let me grab you guys here. I have got to stop moving and getting up in my videos. Oh, that is tragic. All right. So let me move. And this is on the side. I don't know if you can tell, but especially right in through here, you can see where the wood grain is in a couple of little areas, and then others are completely covered. And so that's what I mean. You can see it right in through here where it's sucked in. It looks a little bit more stained than paint. And so it already has a little bit of that distressing in it already. So when I go back and I'm done with the painting portion and everything else I'm going to do to it, I almost slipped and told you guys, it's going to be a lot easier for me to distress. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and roll them in, and I will be happy to get to them, because we are almost done for the day. And let me get to everyone's colors. Kathy said it's got a great glow. Thank you, Kathy. So guys, listen, if you have any questions, make sure to reach out to me, reach out to Miss Lillian's, reach out to my fellow content creators. And we are more than welcome to answer your questions, to help you guys out, whatever we can do to answer your questions. Oh, it is. I can see where it's dried on the Seaside Gray just a little bit. You can see kind of in here where it's dried a little bit. The Wisteria still looks like it's drying. The Sweet Pea and the Misbehave are definitely still drying. So reach out to us, ask us your questions, ideas, comments. We love to hear from you guys. I will be back on Tuesday. Again, Tuesday's my normal day. Just yesterday, things kind of went haywire. And so I'm on today. I will be back on Tuesday. Join me tomorrow on my Litter to Glitter page, where I'm doing Painting with Whiskey and Women with my girl Sue Owens. We will be on at 11 o'clock Texas time. That is noon Eastern. And we will be painting with Miss Lillian's again tomorrow. So my lovelies, I will see you guys next week. Much love. Bye, guys.